Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Inks. Today we are at the Niello company in Sacramento, California. And Ted, we've got quite the crew assembled with us to talk about tech videos.
Sarah, look at this panel. In addition to Tully Williams, we have Joe Shaker and Brian Kramer here with us today. Curtis Gardner is here with us in Sacramento. Also, Matthew and Gary to join us from the Niello company. So everybody welcome. And Sarah, I'm excited about the conversation.
I am too, Ted. And Tully, I want to just kick things off and talk about, setting the stage with video. So with the Niello company, how has video strengthened the relationship between advisors and technicians? And what happens when both teams are aligned around delivering a consistent message to the customer?
I love the consistent messages, and that's what I think the video here today, and we have a great panel to talk about that, is that the power of video that we've had, and we've been doing it for 8 to 10 years at the Niello company. But then when we refine it down with the help of Joe, getting those scores together, we have Matthew here at the highest score at the Niello company. And the benefit that that has to Gary to help tell the customer what they need, selling those great recommendations that we sell our family members. And ultimately what we do, we sell hours back to Matthew and he goes home rich and tired. This is the great story that we're here to talk about today.
Well, Matthew and Gary, Tully just mentioned that relationship. What keys do you have in your process that really help with that consistency?
For me? Well, I like to make sure I get all the key components, tires, brakes, all the suspension and all that. Just underbody inspection of the vehicle. So that way the customer doesn't get to see it under the vehicle every day. So with the vehicle, you get to show all the components, everything that's could possibly fail or what's good, and that's, I think showing them the video helps them explain and accept the repairs easier.
And Gary, does that make your role and what you're conveying to the customer a lot easier?
Oh, absolutely. Because everyone knows that a picture or a video is worth 1,000 words. So most people are visual. So for them to be able to see exactly what's going on with the car, it just helps me be able to tell them what they need, and they agree and they make the purchase.
And Joe, Brian, and Curtis, we're talking a little bit about the quality and how important that is, because the video is one thing, but it's actually the video itself and the quality of it that really is what makes the message stick with the customer.
Yeah, I think the quality is basically, how well did you go over each of the items? Did you do it in a time frame where a customer could absorb it? As Tully always says, a certain amount of time. There's an attention span. And I also think there's, and how did you deliver that? Were you speaking very fast? Was your tone of voice low, high? So those are things that technicians just want to know. They're taking the time to do it. They're delivering it. They're getting rewarded for it. And how else are you going to tell them what kind of job they're doing without it being your bias of how it's just straight away, very objective. And I think that's the best thing with VQS. I think the best thing with video without the technician and advisor experience is that 34% of videos are being shared. That means the co-decision maker or decision maker is not at the dealership. No one really thought about that. But that same message that Matt is delivering is not being watered down and, by an advisor, or the advisor doesn't have to have a distrust for the technician. So there's so much other things that happen that are very well when you're talking about the advisor technician relationship when you're applying video.
Yeah, you mentioned sharing the video with not just from the customer at the dealership, but to others. I've seen family, friends, they talk about the video and the experience they had there. And that also is, okay, look what the Niello company's doing with these videos. And it says, oh, I want to bring my car to Niello. They're doing great videos where the technician is speaking about the car confidently and they're representing the dealership in a way that you're scoring now and able to identify some of those things that help customer retention and build trust within the system.
And Brian Kramer, this is really changing. The face of the technician used to be behind that door. Now the face of the tech is up front, and we're seeing it on video. Your thoughts?
Well, we're also seeing it on websites, right? But on dealer-acquired websites, well, trust is driving AI search more than anything else. And as I'm listening to this conversation, there's nothing I'm hearing more than the trust between the two of you, the trust between you and the customer. And when that percolates down into the reviews, and people start talking about it on social media and you keep it less than 1 minute, there's so many different amplification effects that are happening. I mean, even if they're talking about it, or you doing a YouTube short talking about, how they're doing it and talking through the process. But I guess as I'm hearing all of this, I've got one question. There's very few that are executing at this level, but 90%, let's say. Everybody's doing a percentage, but not this percentage. What was the biggest hurdle? Was it just easy going, oh yeah, we'll do 90%, that's easy?
I think it was more just being consistent and practicing and make sure you get all the key points in a manner of time and keeping this.
So you should have like a process to it.
Keeping process and keep it simple. So that way the customer who may not be tech savvy can understand as well.
Tully, how many technicians do you have here at Niello?
About 170 today. We're super excited about it, and all of them, we are about a 99 to 98% inspection rate and video rate on that. And we look, our people look at those videos about 93, 94%. So we're seeing that activity, and we're monitoring that. We talk about it every day. One thing I love to say that with Kramer here, the used car guy, is that it really works on used cars as well as we do that acquisition in the driveway. Videos is a big part of that.
Okay, that's fascinating. So used car manager is going to trust you more, right? On a seat versus the leak.
100%, 100%. So we've utilized the videos for the used car side as well.
And Curtis, from your experience, how important has video become in helping consumers make decisions on repairs?
Well, if they can see it, they can believe it. And if the technician's explaining it, you're hearing it straight from the source. There's no watering down. Your technician's showing you, talking about it from an educated standpoint, but also something that's understandable. It's essential. It's completely changed the game for technicians and dealerships to communicate with the customers.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting is as a car dealer myself with the group, I always go to events and I had to listen to chief marketing officers ad nauseum. We talk about transparency, trust, and I think Brian made a really key thing here. I don't care what business you're in or what you do. Trust is at the center of the universe. It's almost used loosely. But what we've done here is we've been able to meet customers where they are. People speak video, 120 minutes a day. It's not a customer behavior, it's a human behavior. In addition to that, the transparency and trust, we are executing on what was, I believe, once a punchline at a marketing conference. And when you said the trust thing, realistically, we can talk about, gauges and all these different things that are part of what makes our system. But the center of the universe here is trust with customers in every business.
And receipts to back it up.
Yeah, it's a byproduct. We commit to the process, surrender to the result, and the result is all the great reviews you're talking about. So,
it's the currency. I really like. Everybody's always said the data is the currency. But I'm a joke dead on. Trust is the currency of this AI generation, because AI is looking to be trusted, looking for receipts to everything you say online. You can't just say we're the best or we're the biggest, we're the fastest, the easiest. It needs to know what that means, and the only way, really, as I'm listening to this, you can do it is with video telling that story.
And these gentlemen are executing on stuff that you don't think about this because you come in every day and you bang away, you grind and you do your thing. You're executing on stuff that people could never deliver in our industry. You're doing it. And you're a huge part of the success of all this isn't that we made a video. The success is the fact that you guys deliver with that discipline and consistency. It's fun to be around you guys because when I first thought about this video stuff, everybody's looked at me with 5 heads. But you guys are delivering and doing this, and it's an honor to be on this panel with you guys.
And Brian Kramer, it's impossible to ignore the power of video and the impact it's having on trust and the entire industry.
Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and everything being 2 minutes or less is really the future of marketing. So everything that's getting uploaded right now, or all these reviews that you could call user-generated content, is training these AI models what to expect from businesses. So the future of, can I trust this dealer? Will this dealer do what they say they're going to do? If they say they have a 60-minute oil change or it doesn't matter what the claim is. It just has to, the reviews have to be consistent with whatever's on the website.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 120,000 ROs later, right? In a year, you guys have built up enough comments, trust. You've delivered on that moment. In the car dealer business, we get in customers and we say, they came to the door, they came to the dealership. This is your moment without advertising, really, to deliver an experience that just makes them come back. And oftentimes at dealerships, we don't take advantage of that moment. And the video is, and the technicians and advisors that embrace it are the ones that are really embracing that moment. You're seeing this customer. How many times a year do you see them? It's just
I think that another thing is that if we convince our technicians that this works, and sometimes that can be a challenge, is that we show the number of hours they get from those great recommendations you do. And you see that 30, 40, maybe 50, 60% of the hours that you do on a daily basis is coming from recommendations. It just strengthens the power of the video it does for it.
Trust is all about the repeat and referral business, Ted, and that's what we're seeing here today with video.
So grateful to the team at the Niello company. Thank you very much for making it happen and showing us the way. Tully Williams, thank you for putting this together. So Curtis Gardner, Brian Kramer, Joe Shaker for being here with us in Sacramento. I'm Ted Ings with Sarah Vantine. We're here at the Niello company in Sacramento, and we're going to be right back.